Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back for some Dominion 6. Last time we looked at EA Smugalika, sort of a nation of math nerds that also were starting to discover the glitches in their reality. It's pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, it was fun. Let's roll up another one. 20. That is going to be M.A. Vanlaw, which I believe is from the Halfling mod. I can double check to confirm before we go around willy-nilly. Yep, Halfling Havoc. Good, good. So we're going to enable Halfling Havoc. Disable Smugalika. Good. I think the last time we did the Halfling Nation, we did just a throne game. And it was really quick and easy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you'll know when I'm sick of Talus. It's just not yet, I guess. I don't know, it just works. And this is M.A. Vanlaw. Bangers and smash. After the Mwaf slipped into a food coma celebrating the ascension of the Pantocrator, the Halflings waited a whole year before they started chopping down Hen Oglid's forests and draining its swamps. More and more land was put to the plow, or given over to livestock such as goats or horses, and slowly the land turned into a place of agricultural idle. The Halfling clans intermingled and became one big bickering family, while villages and towns sprouted up across the countryside like mushrooms. But wealth and peace attracts those hungry for plunder. First came the Logrians from the south, who could only be bested by flocks of angry geese. Then came the Vanir from the north, who could not be defeated nor discouraged by the foulest of the foul. The mayors of Mercyshire came together, and after much argument and bickering, agreed to pay the Vanguard to spare their homeland from the fury of the Northmen. But once you pay the Vanguard, you will never be rid of the Vanir. They will sleep on your couch, track mud into the house, and drink that bottle of port you've been saving for a special occasion. And with them comes the great heathen army, who party late into the night to their loud and wild heathen music. Vanlaw was imposed upon Mercyshire, an act that the Hednigdros immediately regretted once they realized why Mercyshire was organized as a collection of semi-autonomous, self-governing communes. Halflings are an opinionated and slippery race, who are as likely to argue about the letter of Vanlaw as they are to wiggle up from out underneath it. As such, the disappearance of the Pantocrator has come as a great relief, for there is no better excuse to conquer better subjects. Emboldened by the upcoming battle of cataclysmic proportions, the great heathen army sails forth once more to pillage, raid, and conquer in the name of the heathen god. The heathens have always vowed that they will rock out to the end of the world. Now they can prove that this was no idle boast. Okay, so we have halflings of small stature but great appetite, hard partying heathens, both human and Vanir. Unmotivated Ford, convoluted resistance, forest-dwelling ne'er-do-wells, local legionaries, and heathens of varying quality. We get strong death and air magic, good nature, earth glamour, poor fire, water. Good paths dependent on forest and coastal provinces. Okay. We have poor inquisitors for priests, only recruitable in the capital and coastal provinces. Turmoil +1. Standard forts start with a fortified city. And we have a lot of commanders and units to look at. Okay, Ford Captain. 50 leadership, castle defense bonus 10. Resistance Captain. 50 leadership, stealth 65. Folk Musician, stealth 65, spy. Halfling Scald. Air or Death, stealth 65. I mean, what do you do with stuff like this, really? I don't know. It's not in me to ever make something like this. They don't even have Spell Singer. Capsaicinophile. 1 fire and 1 nature. It's a pretty cheap researcher, though. 85 gold for 9 research. That has some value. Resistance Chef. 1 nature. Air, water, earth. Stealth 65. Seduction. Ooh, haha, ho ho. Are they female? Are they femininas? I don't really say. Law speaker. A man. A human man. 1 death, 1 glamour. Halt Heretic 1, glamour. Stealth 65. Okay. Legionary captain. Cap only. 100 leadership. Inspirational +1. Very nice. Great Heathen Hearse. 1 holy. Inquisitor. Sailing. 100 leadership. Halfling Smith. Cap only. 2 earth. Fire, air, water, death. And Master Smith 1. I like this. I like this plenty. Definitely pricier than another one for research purposes, but 2 earth is very nice. Good Heathen Scald, especially because halflings usually need strength buffs. 2 air, earth, death. Spell Singer. Well, that is plenty of good air fun. Good Heathen Scaldette. Cap only. 2 death. Air or earth. Halt Heretic 1. Death Curse Spell Singer. Spell Singer Skelly Spam. I feel like we haven't really Skelly spammed in quite a while, have we? Maybe I should do that. Van Earl, cap only. 100 leadership, 100 undead leadership. 1 air, 2 death, 1 glamour, 1 holy. Glamour, Inquisitor, Heretic 1. Pretty pricey, though. 395 gold, 2 recruitment points. Hedning Dro, cap only. 505 gold, 4 recruitment points. 150 leadership, 100 undead. 1 air, 1 earth, 2 death, 1 glamour, 1 holy. Fire, air, earth, death, glamour, 10% for another one. Stealth 65, glamour, Inquisitor, Heretic 2. It's a pretty capable light thug, which means that you could theoretically have a few of these with a little bit of gear going around stealth preaching in enemy territory. Like, they're Inquisitors, they have Stealth 65, and they're Heretic 2. So, honestly, that's... even without any gear, that's just a nice thing to have send over there. They're pricey, though. 505 gold, 2 turns to make in the capital. Mercyshire Poacher Captain in Non-Fork Forest. 80 leadership, Stealth 40. Poacher Butcher. 1 earth, 1 nature. 9 research for 95 gold. And again, another one of those things you really should just set up a lab in a forest. Captain Curterbade. That's not how that's pronounced, I'm sure. 1 death, 1 nature, but inept researcher 4, also old. But animal awe 3, invulnerable 12, berserker +4, beastmaster +2. Huh. Expert poacher, non-fort forest, 210 gold, 4 recruitment points. But 1 air, 1 water, 1 earth, 2 nature, 15 research. Pretty shallow stuff. Okay, units. A slinger with Mercyshire Bee Sting, range 30, 10 blunt. Pretty simple. Yep. Ford Axline. Oh god, 6 attack. I can't abide it. Fearling. Alright, a little bit more viable. 5 hit points, of course. I mean, that's going to be a problem the whole time. 5 protection on the body, but 18 defense with a tower shield. 13 MR, 7 morale only. That's pretty bad. 6 speed, pretty bad. 10 attack, 9 damage on the spear. Not great. I said a little more viable. Resistance bowling. Short bows, range 35, 9 piercing. Resistance scythling. Gets up to 8 protection, 12 defense with a length 3 scythe, 8 attack, 15 damage. Yeah, a lot of these are just basically unusable as far as I'm concerned. Resistance Enforcer, 6 hit points, 12 protection, 15 defense with a parry, 4 shield, 13 MR, 9 morale, 6 speed, 10 attack, sickle for 11 slashing. Okay. I mean, we're getting there. I'm worried that I'm just going to end up using men in my halfling army. Legionary Crossbowling, cap only. 6 hit points, 14 protection, 13 defense, no shields, 13 MR, 11 morale, short sword, and crossbow. 40 range, 14 precision, 10 armor piercing every other round. In MA, yeah, that's pretty nice. Especially because they're 5 to a square. And they're pretty cheap. 8 gold, 12 recruitment points, 16 resources. And resources aren't really ever a problem. So we could have a lot of crossbows. You know, very tight arrangement. Legionary Swordling, cap only. 6 hit points, 14 protection, 19 defense with tower shield, 13 MR, 11 morale, 4 speed only. They have an 11 attack, 11 damage short sword, and a javelin. Range 6. Again, with a strength bump and with temper armors, like going big on earth, not bad. But at the same time, I could do crossbows with skelly spam and just dominate, assuming we're not fighting like flyers or a lot of archers or something. Home guard, an old halfling with a pike. Okay, heathen warrior, cap and non-fort coastal provinces. Fairly standard. 10 protection, 12 defense with a shield, 10 attack spear, javelin. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Good heathen warrior. Basically, sort of the same thing. Not that different. I don't know what makes them good. They get throwing axes and axes. The axes are, I mean, 11 attack, 18 slashing's alright. Good heathen spear maiden, cap only. 12 protection on the body. No shield. 10 attack halberd for 22 damage. Great heathen warrior, cap and non-fort coastal provinces. They get bumped up to 15 protection, 13 defense with shield, 10 MR, 12 morale. They have halt heretic 1, which is pretty good because sacreds are usually our biggest problem as far as what can kill us. 12 attack broadsword for 16 slashing and a javelin. It's a solid unit. I'm not excited about it compared to the crossbow army, but it's solid. Resistance cavalryling. Just no. I mean, just no. Legionary cavalryling, cap only. 7 hit points on the rider, 18 protection, 19 defense with shield, 13 MR, 11 morale, 15 speed, which is pretty low. 13 attack, 14 damage, saber with a charge bonus, which is pretty uncommon. I think the other nation had that. Charge bonus is going to be pretty limited because they only have 6 strength, but if you give them a strength buff to like 10, then this could get up to 19 damage on the charge. Barded Goat has 11 hit points, 19 protection on its body. Yeah. And then Vanir Heathen, cap only sacred. So our sacreds are human, not halflings. 14 hit points, 15 protection, 11 defense, 14 MR, 13 morale. Halt Heretic 1. Glamour. With length 5 magic pikes, 15 attack base, 22 piercing. Magic. Jeez. That's pretty wild, man. With Stygian Flesh, you're looking at about 21 protection. So on average, our crossbows wouldn't do much. But I could also just not use them, to be honest. Like I said, the crossbow spam plus skelly spam is pretty good. But a length 5 pike starting at 15 attack. Like, I don't even really need to put more points into attack. Stygian Flesh, like Undying Enchanted Blood, they're good to go. And they're glamored. Yeah, I might use them. We also have some poacher units with longbows. It's not bad. It's only a non-fort forest, so it's a little annoying. And they don't have much armor, but it is nice. Outlaw. Yeah. Herder Bade. However it's pronounced. Limited to 5 per turn in non-fort forests. They do have Invulnerable 10 built on. 15 defense with shields. Berserker plus 3. 10 attack, 15 slashing damage axes. And Halfling Reaver. Riding goats with short bows, but no mobile archer. Yeah, okay. Okay. Whoops, I hit random. Conjuration. Take a gander or two. Summon Goose. It's not stealing if you use magic. I think Doctor Strange said that once. Oh yeah, we get the elementals again. The spice, herb, butter, salt elementals. Those are pretty good. And we're in middle age now, not late age, so summons could be on the table here. Draugr, Brongaster, Jotun Wolves, Valkyries in combat. Yeah, it's good stuff. Lesser Blessing of Spice gives a heat aura to all friendly units in the area of effect, but doesn't give fire resist. Death Defiance on the caster gives bludgeoning, piercing, slashing resistance, plus 10 cold resist, and plus 5 fire shock resist. Okay. It's 2 death, so I don't have to have Temper Flesh on my Pretender, I guess. Regular Blessing of Spice gives plus 10 fire resist and heat aura, which is pretty awesome, but it's AoE 15 and 2 nature gems. And that's why we really like this one, the big boy. Gives our entire army plus 10 fire resist and heat aura. Pretty darn nice. Which includes all skeletons that we might spam out. Evocation has the herbal shot and the glob of butter. Herbal spray. Which is pretty nice. It doesn't affect undead. Yeah. We might be able to do some nice stuff. I'm liking the strat. The Heathen Armor, plus 8 hit point. Halt Heretic 3. 16 protection for 1 encumbrance. Pretty good. Bottle of Living Butter gives a retinue of 1 butter elemental. It's not bad. Again, one of those things you just equip on everybody. We get a discount on the Never-Ending Keg of Mead. We get Artificial Nipalon Mead. Plus 5 MR, plus 3 morale. It's pretty crazy. Singular escargot, plus 30 poison resist, and blunt resist, but minus 50 swiftness. How does he come up with this stuff? Eternal Horse Roast, plus 8 hit point, plus 1 strength, supply bonus 3. Okay. Illegal Hurley. That's like a corked bat. Funny. Sling of Accuracy discount. Okay. Enchantment, Spread of the Stallion. Summons a Heathen Hestricker for 1 nature gem. They demand a wage equal to the Einhairs of Vanheim, worth 2.5 times that of an ordinary soldier. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's alright. You can summon Fey Boars, which aren't super good. Long Dead Drummer. Automatically cast Iron Marionette at the start of every battle. What the hell is Iron Marionette? Oh, undead are granted attack plus 4, combat speed plus 4. It's an L.A. Agartha spell. Unfortunately, that's at the start of battle. So it won't affect our Skelly spam. But we can get Holding Warriors, Holding Marks Giants, Holding Champions. We can get 10 plus 2 Heathing Hestrickers. There's some options there for dead. Riotous Spirits. Range 5, Unrest plus 15, minus 1 Dominion. It's always nice. Get a church, 14 Church Grims. They're Sacred Dogs. 11 Church Grimmers. This is Sacred Pigs. Okay. A lot of fun spells here. Right. Well, I'm happy with the. I mean, we'll see who our opponent is. The strategy might not work too well if it's a priest heavy nation. But I'm mostly happy with lots of crossbows and Skelly spam. Yeah. And the Sacreds, which I mostly just want Stygian Flesh, Undying 5, Enchanted Blood. So Death Blood. I would benefit quite a bit from an Awake Expander. Blood is pretty much not going to happen, but we could get the Linimer. How much Sloth can I take? These are 16 resources. I don't know if I'd push it beyond 2, to be honest. Okay. Well, we can't get all that bless shit I talked about. So we'll have to go for Blood Surge and Stygian Flesh. Fuck. $22 points is a lot, man. Hate when it works out that way. Because I feel like I feel bad about leaving it on the table. If I go dormant instead... Could do Enchanted Blood and Undying 3. If I go down to 4 Dominion, we could bump that up to 4. Okay. I guess that'll have to work. Alright. Who are we fighting? We're fighting Abyssia. Fuck. Offers a lot of actually, so many problems. Hard for me to emphasize how many problems. But they don't have that high of protection. You know, they're sitting at 18, which is high, but it's not Ulm high. Which means crossbows will do, on average, some amount of damage. And if I have enough crossbows, we can still shred them, because they have no archers. And the Skelly Spam will still do a decent amount of kludge. Especially if I can get that fire resist on them. We're going to prepare for our guy first, though. Okay. It's all well and good. We're gonna have a lot of crossbows. It's gonna be delicious. That's unfortunate. Sort of why I wanted to Wake Expander. Ow. I just don't trust that yet. Hymir the Elder Svartal. It's a nice dude to have, and he gives a 25 resource bonus. That's handy. Not bad. Now just imagine like 500 of them. Ow! Fucking longwoman and knights. I don't like it. painful as hell, man. But like I said, thankfully he doesn't have archers. It's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, right, didn't give you nature. But you have temper flesh, personal iron skin, and breath of winter, and then fire closest. You'll be fine. He took Epernia, I took Nace. We got Zoe the Continental Chef. Okay, pretty good. I'll have you site search. You have a lot of frickin' money, so we should probably be getting some priests going. Don't I have like a reliable priest option here? Yeah, 200 gold for that shit? Outrageous. He's got larger and draining weapons. Well, could be worse. Could have like flight or some shit. I'd rather not fight long dead ghouls. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's going fairly well, I think. You have 100 leadership. Let's get you in the mix. Hey, we defended Tessaphon against a rogue lumber construct. And now a lumber construct joined us in the same province. It's weird. Alright, let's watch it. See how the crossbows do here. Not amazing. If you 65 crossbow lanes got 15 kills. The 7 sacreds got 23. And we didn't lose any sacreds, which is the really crazy part. I don't even have fire resist. I feel like the slingers killed a lot of axelings and scythelings. My PD sort of works against me. Okay. Can we cast anything cool? Probably not. Definitely not. We're about to get alt 6. Would say that probably the yeah, the Blessing of Spice is probably the single biggest thing that I could do. But it's tough. 4 nature, 3 fire. Nature is not super abundant here. Abundant would be... anything close to abundant would be nice. Best thing I have is Capsaicin in a file with 1 fire, 1 nature. And then making the fire booster is not easy. So just no, I don't think it's really an option. So in that case, let's go to enchantment 5 for the Horde of Skeletons spam. That'll help quite a bit. And then honestly, I think we just got to bum rush Mechanical Militia in this case. I only have 4 Earth. I'll pay for a booster. We're going to have him keep searching. That was a lot worse. He's brought in the main force. 9 Sacreds died, but they got 91 kills. 28 Crossbowlings died, but they did okay. Getting some air in there for precision buffs would be pretty nice. Okay. I can make some stuff here, but none of it's really that great. I mean, I could make resistance enforcers. They do have bodyguard. I should make a few just for bodyguard purposes, because Abyssia does have assassins. These lava warriors are just slaughtering through. We need that skelly spam, baby. Okay. So had I thought about it, I might have given him fire instead of blood. For that purpose. Okay. Move this back just a little bit. And then, hey, you know what you're going to cast? Well, you could cast Death Defiance, I suppose, first, but it is 40 fucking fatigue for that, so no. Your Death Defiance is the skeleton army in front of you. And now I think we're gonna switch over to these Scaldettes. We're gonna get half as many, but they have 3 death, which is pretty significant. That means they can get twice as many skeletons out before fatiguing out. And they have Spell Singer, so they can get like 4 times as much skeletons out before fatiguing out. They're a little slower, but they'll be pumping out skeletons long after the others would be done. Yeah, we're actually gonna go cast Mother Oak for me. You don't have nature. Why do I keep thinking he does? I just assume, because I always give him nature. But he really doesn't need it. He has death. Shit. Okay. Zoe has 3 nature, though. I mean, Death Defiance is a nice spell, don't get me wrong, but not right now. Temper Flesh, Personal Iron Skin, Breath of Winter, yeah. Okay. Okay, that was quite a bit. We did lose one of the mages, but that's okay. That's livable. It's livable. 5 crossbowlings that got, they got 79 kills there. That's pretty good. And 13 Sagrids who got 6 kills. Not very good at all. Man, he tore through a lot of PD and a lot of skeletons, though. Jesus. The Fire Drakes. Fire Drakes are just like a no-brainer for the AI here. They do it anyways. They put Fire Drakes everywhere, but yeah, in this case, jeez. It's tough. I am tempted to move things back even further. Okay, I don't know why we're not making mages. I thought I was pretty clear on that. I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I don't want. It's fine. Fine. Yep. Still didn't get construction 5. It's slow going. Alright, but here... So we can't make those death mages here. We can only make the capsaicin dudes. And the problem with that is that A, fire is useless. B, nature 1 can't really do anything. And, well, not necessarily. Nature 1 with a crosspath can do all sorts of stuff. Although a lot of this is fire damage, unfortunately. So it's really only nature air. I don't think I can guarantee that. See, the buff that we would want with that gives fire resistance, the base version doesn't give fire resist. It just gives a heat aura, which is shit. So, it's shit. Yeah, these guys, 1/3 of them will have air. I don't know if that's really worth it. Law speakers with skull staffs could cast Horde of Skeletons. I'm just trying to get more and more skelly spam out. Like, just hundreds and hundreds of skeletons. So I wish I could make those other mages here, but I can't. But I have enough death gems that I probably will just do that. So I'm going to have you just make skull staffs every turn now for the foreseeable future. And you're going to make a thistle mace. Shit, that was worse. Well, it's worse for the mages. We lost 2 mages. Now, are they getting just overwhelmed? We have summer lions coming in, going straight to the rear. Oh yeah, and then they do get all the way up. We just don't have enough. We're half-assing it. We did get Skade the Heathen Dis. It's just easiest to empower. Skade has 2 air, 1 death, 1 glamour, 2 holy. He is stealth 65 heretic. No, he's not a heretic. He's just an inquisitor, but he's a level 2 priest. I could send him in. I don't know what else I'll do with him other than research. So, sure. I didn't preach. We'll have you search, and then we can maybe get around to doing some stuff with Earth. Black Coral Reef, Stale Current, Underwater Cliff. Rooted out that heretic. Nice, nice. Got plenty of money. 1 death, 1 death, 1 earth. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be a painful fight. Every skelly I can, man. Okay. He's got his work cut out for him preaching here, but it helps, especially once I start getting temples all in the water. Also, we have a shit ton of dudes. All the skeletons. I'm not fucking around here, alright? All the skellies. Yeah, supply usage is going to be a little tricky. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, giving it to all the Skelly spammers is a little ridiculous. I could give it to the bigger ones. I don't have too many of those, though. Supplies. Well, I think for now, switch over to... I guess, yeah, these guys have supply bonus 40. So let's just get that for a little while. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. That's obnoxious. I guess we figured that was going to happen at some point. Jeez. That is a lot of fucking supply usage. Not losing that many crossbowmen, so maybe cool it on that. Yeah, I literally, I can't bring these guys in. It's one of those times where I just really love to know how many skeletons I'm producing. It's certainly not the most we've ever made, but... Alright, that's what we're talking about. He sent in 268, including 8 fire drakes, 95 infantry, 66 human bred, 38 sacreds, 10 summer lions, and 4 salamanders. He lost 233, I lost 5 sacred. Yeah, and the crossbowlings there got 114 kills, although how much of that was our friendly fire, hard to say. He also popped 3 demon breads over, annoyingly. But luckily I had 200 crossbowlings sitting there. Yeah, they don't do well with poison, so they don't have great attack to begin with. Alright, we're gonna go... No, we're gonna go here. We'll set up on the mountain. Yeah. I don't know, I just like to watch. Satisfying stuff. Oh, you gotta bring more than that, my friend. You gotta bring a lot more than that. That is a lot of skellies. Yeah, I wish it just showed you. Just let me see the exact count of, like, units on the field, including summons. Really would love to see that info. Oh yeah, we're beating them like a drum now. We are getting pretty diseased. Admittedly, that's not awesome. But these little fuckers eat a lot of food. It's all about the second breakfast and, you know, all that sort of shit and blah, blah, blah. Alright. I mean, I could just start stomping on his shit, but usually when I send my pretender in like that, it leads to some issues. But he has, like, practically no army right now, so maybe I should. He killed one of my captains. Leaving 100 units stranded there with no food. It's not great. Maybe I'll set up in Llama. There'll be a good amount of food there. I should probably take this army over into Epernia, rather than sitting on our laurels. I gotta take all these nature mages with me, though. My concern is they'll cast that one fucking spell. What should I script them to do that isn't that spell? Not much. I mean, I really don't want him on the field, to be honest. Envenom arrows, I guess. Sure. But it's just while they're on the field. Until we get a palisade built. Right. Oh, yeah. We have a lot of skull staffs. Probably too many. So all these dudes, you can all equip a skull staff and get to making skeletons over there. So many skeletons. Yes, that'll be good. That hurt more than I thought it would. What the fuck? Wow. Something very bad happened there without PD. Oh, he brought in his mages. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Ow, right on the crossbowlings. Well, now I have PD to distract him with. Oh no! Sacred butchered him. And we lost there. Jeez. This is what I get for going in. Yeah, I mean, I probably should just try for Mechanical Militia. It's a little annoying. I'd have to... The easiest way would be to just empower Himare. He's old, and I hate doing it, but honestly, it's probably for the best. How am I losing 51? Where is that happening from? He doesn't even have any flyers. How is that happening? 51 of them died? It's because of that fucking capsaicin shit, isn't it? They're putting a Hedor on me. Yup, right there. I'd rather get diseased and die than have you fuckers on my field. Fuck! What a terrible spell. Okay, you're really just like a liability. I feel like that's probably still within range for you to cast it, but um yeah. Well, better, not great. At least that one I think was the mage. This guy's never been spotted. He's been preaching here the entire time. But of course, there's other priests there, so it's just sort of fighting the machine. Yeah. Skull staffs are going around, man. I worry about this palisade, but it's almost done. Okay. So concerned with this damn heat aura. I hate it. Okay. All you fuckers can just sit. I guess one of you can make a lab while we're here. Okay. Yes. Probably okay. Okay, we have stabilized on this shit. Good. And we're a couple turns away now from mechanical militia, and then all our problems go away. After that, I don't know, man. I probably should get Lindermere back. I guess there's some other big earth stuff we could cast, or big nature stuff. Could get Gift of Health. Yeah, I guess I'll get Gift of Health. Oh, you didn't even cast Mother Oak yet. Mechanical militia. Alright. Now we are good, baby. One crossbow, 16 sacreds. Not too bad. Not too bad. 3 crossbow, 1 sacred. Yeah. I mean, I could get Riches from Beneath, I guess. We could get Feast of the Stallion. Oh yeah, I want to see that. These things. Heathen Hestraker. 18 hit points. 15 protection, 12 defense with shield, 11 MR, 15 morale, 15 speed. Berserker +3. They have an axe for 11 attack, 20 damage, and a kick, 11 attack, 12 damage. They're pretty solid infantry. Damn solid. Makes a big stink about their income, though. 14 of them is 23. I mean, that's not a small amount. Nearly 2 gold per turn. But they are pretty nice. I could summon like 14 of them every single turn if we needed more troops, but at this point, do I need more troops? Not really, right? After enchantment 7, we'll go ahead and go down Conjuration, because that has a lot of fun stuff. A Gift of Health we can definitely cast. We shall. Now we have Gift of Health in our Dominions 8, so everyone has like 80% more hit points here, which is pretty huge, including my skeleton spam. We could get... That's crazy. Alright, we'll just make priests there. Yeah, this game's basically over now. He'll never beat that. Sorry to say, my friend. You had a good run. Killed my great heathen hearse. How dare you? Yeah. It's all good. But hey, we actually crossed the bridge this time. We often don't do that. Yeah, why not? Lesser Horror attacked in Omer. Wow. I actually could have this guy here spamming Melancholia. That's good enough. God has returned. He could probably cast something fun, like get the Rongaster. Drowned Undead. We could get a Mound Fiend or a Harvester of Sorrow. We could get the Catablepus. Yep, we could get some things. Not much things, but some things. I don't have Melancholia. No, it's Thaumaturgy 6. Let's see these Rongasters. $18 hit points, normally. 10 protection, 11 defense, no shield, 14 MR, 19 morale. Amphibious, fire resist, cold resist, poison resist, undead, spirit sight. They have a bronze spear, 12 attack, 18 piercing, a net, and they can throw a harpoon with a net. Not amazing or anything, but it's not terrible. He's not even coming close to doing anything. Alright, we got Melancholia now. Now we can spam that on his capital. Oh, Skade was finally discovered and attacked. Well, you did good work, my friend. This game is just about over. There it is. All right. Good stuff. You know, yeah, we did the same thing we pretty much always do, where we turtle up with Mechanical Militia until we dom kill him. But hey, it's a valid strategy. A win is a win. All right? You know, if the AI has such a problem with it, then he can just kick my ass. But he can't, because he sucks. It's a win. And I console myself that I did it a little differently by crossing over to Epernia. But it was not spectacular enough where I wanted to keep going. But that was mostly because of supply issues. I guess I could have, at this point, made quite a few cauldrons, which is 150 supply. I just needed like 3 or 4 of those, and we could have been fine. But yeah, the fact that I had to bring along those mages that just were actively harming my own army, that's not good. It's not a good thing. But yeah, I should have just made broth. Right. So yeah, I think, you know, we had decided on crossbows and skeleton spam before we even saw what was happening, but I think it was a good strat. Even though Abyssia does tear through skeletons pretty quickly. But that was just because we didn't have enough skeletons. That's always the problem. When in doubt, add more skeletons. But if you look at my roster, I mean, I don't know what I would have done really otherwise. Yeah, getting that one spell would have been nice to give all my guys fire resists. That would have solved a lot of issues, but you don't really have good access to that spell outside of a pretender, so it's a bummer. I think it was easier to get in LA, the LA nation. But, I mean, the Sacreds would have been good, and had I given them fire resist, that would have been really smart, but I didn't know. And we were kind of strapped anyways. Beyond that, though, yeah, probably the Spear Maidens, just hitting hard enough to, like, kill them quickly would be where I'd lean towards. But the Heat Aura would have just cooked him alive, and they're not super defensible either, so I think they would have lost most matchups. Especially because on average, their halberds would be hitting that tower shield. And like his standard infantry, Abyssian infantry, has 11 defense. So yeah, on average, we would have hit that tower shield and tried to go through 34 protection. That's why Abyssia is kind of hard mode. So the skeletons were probably not almost ever getting any kill ever. But the crossbows were doing okay. Not really. I mean, 34 protection, even with armor piercing, is dropping that down to like 14 or something. 14 maybe. So on average, we were still definitely not doing any damage to him. But if it missed the tower shield, we were doing all right. And, you know, with enough crossbow bolts. It's tough. It's a pretty tough matchup. Yeah, it's a pretty tough matchup. So I think we did the best bet that we could. So, I mean, we won. So there's that. Yeah. You know, it's another sort of... It's similar to the late age one, for sure. You get the human stuff. You get some nice sacreds. I don't even remember what the other ones... What was the other ones? Sacreds. Mercy Shire had the prize-winning geese, the rooster, the swine, the heifer. That's right. And we didn't really use any of that shit, did we? I think we had a meme bless with the geese. That's right, with Death Explosion. But we didn't really use them. We used the Doppelsoldners a lot. Yeah. That was a tougher game. I don't even know if we won that or not. But this one we had kind of a better roster. And definitely a better Sacred. And we had Skelly Spam. I don't know if that late age had any Skelly Spam. If it did, I certainly didn't employ it. No, it just had strong nature and earth. Yeah. So the addition of Skelly Spam kind of saved my life there. I don't know what we would have done without it. I'm sure I've said that before. My name is Mangg. This has been Dominion 6. I'll see you fine folks next time.